Hey, how's it going? We've got a lot to get into. As usual, I'm always behind. Everything comes out during a weekday when I have to go to work. So either way, I'm going to be catching up, giving a little bit different take on a few things. So, Silver Surfer and Breaker events. They released that. The Breaker events, the Serpent to come. I'm briefly going to go over this here. Chances are you've already watched another content creator, got stuff from there, but I got a different take on a few things. One thing, I've also watched them as well. I learned from them just as much as anybody else. So, the new team's going to be the Omen. This team is going to be a nightmare after I checked out the kits and who they have involved. So, the unstable singularity, create extra attacks and damage. This is for the Silver Surfer. We're just going to skip over these because also repeats a lot of stuff, which after when I was reading it, I'm like, okay, well then it's kind of redundant. Anyway, how the Breaker events work, that's the important thing. Breaker events are going to be new ways to pursue legendary power during the Age of Fear. Each event is built around a 10-node sequential run where every decision matters. 10 missions, 4 total difficulties. Choose a difficulty from 1 through 4. Trait restrictions increase as difficulty rises. Turn on combat mods to make enemies stronger or your team weaker. Harder combat mods increase your score. Only your best single run counts, and you can start over at any point. This is kind of like they've taken, from what it sounds like to me, that they've taken Danger Room and combined it with Scourge, and possibly even the Raids. Take them all, combined it, and got this right here. And this way, because currently in the Raids, you can just select your own difficulty. The Danger Room, so many missions, best score round counts. You can start over. Turning on mods, Danger Room, you can make them increase weaker. So that's how my take on it. Choosing your difficulties, combat mods, node requirements. Here's an important thing. Daring Warriors, which has been available in the store, I do believe. Character store, I think. Not the character store, but the I'm not sure if they've been available yet. I can't remember. So hopefully they are. Main character you're going to really need is probably Eclipse. Now, it says, when Shadow Conclave was announced, they said that they're required for the next legendary, which is this right here, Silver Surfer Breaker. However, if you look at the requirements, it says Daring Warriors or Shadow Conclave and or Storm the Mighty. Storm hasn't out yet. We're not sure how we're going to get her quite yet. And from what it sounds like, this is going to start next week. Or possibly this week. Because the first 2 weeks out of every month is the Breaker events. So, difficulty 1, no requirement. So everybody can pretty much do this. Mission 2, we have Hero, Daring Warriors, Shadow Conclave, and Storm Mighty. Right here, Legendary Best Buddies, they gave us characters for those. That's awesome. Mutant X-Men, Biosymbiotes, Heroes, Daring Warriors, Non-Mutant Legendary or Best Buddies, Non-Mutant Legendary Best Buddies, Mutant X-Men, Bio, and again, Daring Warriors, Shadow Conclave. So here is where I hope that they do, since the majority of people probably are not going to have the entire team of Shadow Conclave. I hope that they've made it so they allow to use part of Daring Warriors and part of Shadow Conclave to be able to get to Mission 10. Instead of requiring you have to have this entire team to get through the entire thing, or this entire team. Because not everybody's going to have all of it. And these legendary characters are going to be good. And I also hope it's not going to turn out to be a situation where it's like Jeff the Landshark, where you get a small amount. Give us the characters right off the bat if you're able to. That will keep the spenders happy, and it'll keep the free-to-play players happy as well. So, unlocking, hit the Breaker event milestones, earn rewards, include character shards for Silver Surfer Breaker. Grab as many shards as you can during the first run of his Breaker event. Set yourself up during the next runs where you can earn more shards and add to your collection. Leaderboard for red stars, diamonds, and Waken abilities. Each Breaker is going to have Waken abilities, and they look pretty good. So his abilities. Villain, Cosmic, Mystic, Brawler, and he's going to be part of the Omen team. Speed 129, Basic, Cosmic Void. Attack, primary targets 300 piercing. Wouldn't that be nice if it was 3,000? Attack all adjacent targets for 270 damage. Flip 3 positive effects on primary and adjust targets. So basic is going to be awesome. If you can just constantly throw out flipping targets. Clear 2 negative effects on self. If no enemy has unstable singularity, apply unstable singularity to a random enemy. When forced to attack an ally, this character deals less damage to those allies, does not flip positive effects, and does not reduce max health of that ally. So it's got a mechanic feature just like oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart. The team with they went up against Sentry, where they did real good. The Astro. There. Sorry it took so long to think about that. Man, that was a while. So yeah, it's like Astro. Won't do as much damage if they have to attack them. Basic. Awakened. It's going to add 50 more % to piercing. 50 more % to damage. Clear all negative effects instead of 2. And that is the difference, it looks like. Counters. Attack target for 250% piercing. Flip 3 positives on targets. Clear 2 negatives. Singularity is essentially as basic. That's what it's looking like. Except for when forced to attack an ally, instead attack an ally for 45% piercing. This attack does not flip positive effects on that ally, cannot reduce magic, and does not apply singularity. Okay. His awakened, same thing, higher percentage. Special L7. It's going to be 6/6, meaning he can do it right away. It's going to clear barrier on primary target, then attack 300 60% piercing, clear target and charge. Or clear, charged, and taunt. Attack primary adjacent targets for 400% damage and apply trauma for 2 turns, disrupted for 2 turns, and ability block for 2 turns. Reduce the duration of all negative effects on this character and each ally by 2, then apply safeguard for 2 and offense up for 2 to self and all Omen allies. If no enemy has unstable singularity, apply it to 1 random enemy. So no matter, he's got 3 shots right off the bat to apply unstable singularity. Because I believe he's going to be able to do that with his ultimate as well. Corrupted, awakened. It looks like just percentage is going to be increased for clear barrier and target right there. His ultimate 6/6, again, he'll be able to pop that off right off the bat. Yep, every single is going to apply unstable singularity every time he attacks to a random enemy. Clear barrier on all enemies. Attack all enemies for 460% piercing, plus clear 2 positive effects on each enemy, plus apply heal block. So he's going to do ability block with a special and heal block with his ultimate. Apply speed for up to 2 turns to self and all allies. That means everybody. It's not including specifically called out for the Omen, which I like, because he's supposed to be a plug and play where you can put him on any character. Or not any character, I'm sorry, any team. This attack ignores defense up and unavoidable and cannot be countered. On war offense, which Omen's going to be an offense team, with 3 Omen allies, this attack cannot be blocked. His awaken is going to be the same. Just increased damage right here. Passive. On spawn, apply defense up for 2 turns and offense up for 2 turns to self and all Omen, all allies. So I'm guessing it's to self and Omen and all allies. Since he's a plug and play character that they said that you can put on any team, I would assume that means pretty much whoever is on his team, and himself. If that's the case, they shouldn't put this in here to make it confusing. On first turn, lower the duration of all negative effects on self by 2, heal self and all allies 20% of this character's max health. Okay, this is what's going to make Omen a hard team. They've taken 2 of the best healers, previous best healers, and 2 of the best previous tanks. Put them on this team, along with Silver Surfer, who heals. So this team is going to constantly be healing, and that's going to be hard to defeat if they're on offense. First time the character drops below 50% health, heal self for 50% of max health. On war offense, the first time this ally drops below 50% health, heal that ally. First time an ally drops below 50% health, heal that ally for 25% of this character's max health. Or if that ally is an Omen ally, instead do 50% of the character's max health. So if it's not an ally or not an Omen, it's 25%. If it is, it's 50%. When an enemy with unstable singularity is attack that enemy for 250% piercing, plus apply 2 bleed for 2 turns, clear 2 negative effects on self, and fill speed bar for self by 10%. Then clear unstable singularity from all enemies. On war offense, this attack includes adjacent targets if the enemy with unstable singularity is alive. That's a lot to take in. Anyway. So he's going to give, each time he attacks a character, he's going to give them unstable singularity with his basic, special, or ultimate. So then the second attack, if you attack that same character, which is what you're going to want to do, is aim for the same one, it will do apply 2 bleed for 2 turns, clear 2 negative effects on self, so forth. So make sure you, when you're attacking, you use this breaker, Silver Surfer breaker, to attack the same character again instead of jumping to another one. That's going to be your most beneficial right there for offense. Until this character completes a turn, this character and all allies cannot gain heal block, which is great for a team that's going to be dominant with healing, and are immune to speed bar reduction. This team is also won't be able to be affected at all from what I read by speed. On war offense, when an ally uses their ultimate, attack the enemy with the lowest resistance for 250% piercing and clear 2 negative effects on self. If no enemy has unstable singularity, apply it to them. So every time an ally uses their ultimate, he's going to do an assist to the lowest resistance character and give unstable singularity to that character if they don't already have it. Is awakened. I think it's pretty much same, with the exception of the piercings. 350 piercing. Yeah. His awaken is going to do a little bit more damage, essentially, with piercing and all the other stuff. So here we go with the reworks. Cull Obsidian, he was one of the bigger tanks being reworked. I'm not going to go over the old, I'm going to go over the new. Basic, he's going to attack primary and adjacent targets for a 300% damage. Gain 2 counter up to maximum of 4. On war offense, gain 1 death proof up to maximum of 5. On war offense, when forced to attack an ally, this character deals less damage to Omen characters, and if Silver Surfer Breaker is an ally, does not reduce the max health of that ally. Again, it's pretty much just like Astro. When you attack another teammate, you don't do any damage. Special. Clear 2 negative effects on self. If a legendary villain is an ally, clear negative effects on self instead. Gain taunt for 2 turns, defense up for 2 turns, and plus 2 death proof up to a maximum of 5. What I like about this is, as every time a team is reworked, created, there's usually one other reworked characters that you can leave off. However, everyone, I won't say everyone, except for the very newer players, a lot of players are going to have all these reworked characters. That's what I like about this team. So you're going to have these 4 members, and that's really all you need. You can throw another character in here to replace Silver Surfer Breaker and still have a good team, because all of them require just at least 3 or 4 members of this team, which allows you to leave 1 out. You can see right here it says 3 Omen allies. So him plus three others, rework characters, and whoever you want to throw in here. So it's looking like if you do that, you want to throw in a legendary villain, which is going to give you more of a benefit. That way you can use Silver Surfer Breaker on another team. So gain taunt for 2 turns, defense up for 2 turns, and plus 2 death proof for a maximum of 5. Heal for, here's another heal for 25% of max health. On war offense, with 3 Omen allies, call a random Omen ally to attack the primary target. Clear all negative effects on self and all Omen allies. It's ultimate. Attack primary target for 550% damage and 225% damage per death proof on self. So he can gain up to 5 from his abilities alone. He could probably gain more from the other ones if I remember right. So that's 25% per death proof, plus this. So he's going to be cranking out some pretty good damage on his ultimate. Copy and clear all positive effects from primary target to self. So when it's his turn, you want to make sure you attack the one that has the most positive effects, as long as they don't have safeguard, because then you can't remove them. So that way he can get them all and take them all off the other character. On war offense, if 3 Omen allies copy and clear all with 3 Omen allies, copy and clear all positive effects, excluding taunt and stealth from self to each Omen ally. Copy and clear. Copy and clear all positive effects from self to each Omen ally. So he's going to give all the Omen allies his positive effects, except for taunt and stealth, if I'm reading this right. It's passive. On spawn, gain defense up for 2 turns. An ally Thanos turn. If he does not have Power Stone, grant him Power Stone plus defense up for 2 turns. This ally can only do this once per match. When an enemy attacks a Black Order or Omen ally, attack that enemy for 300% damage. When a character drops below 75%, 50%, and 25% gain health, or 25% health, gain 1 death proof up to a maximum of 5. Again, there's a maximum of 5 again. So that's 2 times where he'll get death proofs, but only a maximum of 5. The character anytime takes a turn with this. The first time any character takes a turn while this character has taunt and is at or below 25%, heal this character for 40% max health. While this character has death proof or regeneration, gain plus 1000% resistance. And he's going to be getting a lot of death proof from his passive as well as his ultimate. On war offense, with 3 Omen allies on spawn, gain taunt for 2 turns. Ebony Maw. For a while, he was the top healer. Now he's being pushed back up to healing again. Stats are increasing. His basic, new, attack primary target for 180% piercing plus bonus attack 3 times for 140% piercing. Apply 2 bleed. If the primary target is a hero controller, apply 2 bleed for 2 turns instead. On war offense, when forced to attack an ally, this character deals less damage to Omen characters, does not apply any negative effects, and if Silver Surfer Breaker is an ally, does not reduce the max health of that ally. Special. Apply defense up for 2 turns to self and all allies. Apply counter to self and all Black Order and Omen allies. Apply defense down for 2 turns to all enemies. Clear counter, deflect, and minor deflect from all enemies. On war offense, if Silver Surfer Breaker is an ally, calling him to attack the primary target. His ultimate, Steel 3% health, which these days isn't very much, but with everybody healing, it's good. It adds up, which is why since the entire team does a lot of healing, is why I assume that this is so low. Steel 3% health from all enemies and redistribute to all allies. This bypasses heal block. If this character has 3 Omen allies, flip one negative effect on each enemy. Not sure why they would flip a negative effect. You would think they would want to flip a positive effect. That might be an error. Repeat this attack 4 additional times. So he's going to be flipping 4 negative effects. Apply slow for 2 turns and trauma for 2 turns. Trauma for 2 turns to all enemies. Fill speed bar for self and all allies by 5% for each Black Order or Omen ally. Reduce the speed bar for all enemies by 5% for each Black Order or Omen ally. Each attack redistributes 30% of this max character's health. On war offense, this attack is unavoidable. And there's a chance I could be losing power. So if I do, I will come back to recording when it restores. My lights are flickering, which you can't see. But we've had bad weather in the area. On spawn for his passive. Apply regeneration for 2 turns, 2 death proof, and immunity for 2 turns to self and all support Omen allies. Generate 1 ability energy for self and all Omen allies. On ally Thanos' turn, it just says Thanos. I wonder if it's going to be both of them. But again, with a reality in stone like that, it's probably the OG one. However, with having more than one, they should call it out so that those who are not familiar with the characters too much, they can understand it a little bit better. Just a helpful tip. If he does have the reality stone, time stone, or soul stone, grant him them, grant him the stones. And apply regeneration for 2 turns, 2 death proof, and immunity for 2 turns. This character can only do this once per match. On war offense with 3 Omen allies, enemies can act passive assist right here. This is important. Why is it important? A passive assist would shut down Jeff the Land Shark. His time, what is it? In his passives, time warp. So that is a passive assist, which is why I think this is going to be retconning the Retcon team. It's going to stop Deadpool from doing his passive assist. That's important, and that's going to be, this team is designed to stop Retcon. So a lot of teams have not even got have not got Jeff the Land Shark even built up completely, and they're already taking the thing that makes him special out. Enemies cannot have their damage increase except for positive effects, by positive effects. Minn-Erva. And sorry, that's my pups in the background. Loki. No. Minn-Erva. Basic. Attack primary target for 280% damage. Apply 2 bleed for 2 turns. Apply 2 regeneration for 2 turns. Most injured non-summon ally. On war offense, when forced to attack an ally, this character deals less damage. To Omen characters, does not apply negative effects, and if Silver Surfer Breaker is an ally, does not reduce max health of that ally. So that's all of the, looking like it's going to be the same thing with all the characters. Special. Revive a dead ally with 50% max health. Apply 2 death proof and 2 deflect to that ally. Heal the most injured ally for 35% of this character's max health. Generate 1 ability energy for a random Kree or Omen ally. On war offense, Silver Surfer Breaker is an ally. Call him to attack the primary target. If Silver Surfer Breaker is not an ally, call an Omen ally with the highest damage to attack primary target. Again, so it's another heal and ability energy. Ultimate. Steal 15% of health from all enemies and redistribute to all allies. Plus clear revive once. This bypasses heal block. Apply 2 bleed for 2 turns to all enemies. Apply 2 deflect to self and all Kree and Omen allies. Plus apply 2 regeneration for 2 turns to self and all allies. On war offense with 3 Omen allies, steal additional 15% health from all enemies and redistribute. So that's 30% for her. Plus you add the ones from Maw, which is 3%. It's constantly healing the entire team. Not only that, she can revive and then heal. Oh, one thing that they changed, the 5,000% health that they get to clear revive once. So that reduced her healing a little bit. However, percentile is always bigger and better than a flat stat number. You have to keep that in mind. Reduce the damage of all positive effects by 2 on all enemies. This attack gains plus 500% extra focus and it's unavoidable and cannot be blocked or countered. So it's an automatic, pretty much 15 or 30 if on war offense. So it's another mass heal for the team. On spawn, gain revive once. This character will revive with 60% of the max character's health. On ally death, fill her speed bar by 25%. On enemy death, heal the most injured non-summon ally for 20% of this character's max health. If the ally has Kree or Omen, also apply a random positive effect. That is beneficial because Cull is also going to be given positive effects. So she's given positive effects as well. On war offense with 3 other Omen allies, enemies cannot have their resistance or speed increase except for by positive effects. Ronan the Accuser. He's getting his stats increased just like everyone else. Basic. Clear 2 positive effects from primary target. Attack primary target for 300% damage and 30% piercing. It's unavoidable. In war, cannot, when attacking another character, can't reduce max damage, just like all the rest. Special. Summon 2 Kree allies. Possible summons are Elite Kree Noble or Elite Kree Reaper. I assume they're going to be summoned at his level instead of their level. We'll find out. Clear 2 negative effects from self and all allies. On war, summon Kree allies gained 2 death proof and 2 defense up for 2 turns. Clear all negative effects from self and all Omen allies. His ultimate, attack all enemies for 400% damage plus 30% piercing. Apply ability block for 2 turns to the primary target and 1 turn to 2 additional. Primary target and for 1 turn to 2 turns to the primary target and for 1 turn to 2 additional enemies. Okay. On war offense with 3 enemies, with 3 Omen allies instead of applying ability block for 2 turns to all enemy. On spawn, gain immunity for 2 turns to character or Kree or Omen ally receives. If this character, a Kree ally or Omen ally, receives generated ability, heal that character for 25% of this character's max health. And it may be triggered by passive. So when Minn-Erva gives out the ability energy, he's going to heal him. On war offense, on spawn, apply immunity for 2 turns to all Omen allies. While this character's health is greater or equal to 50%, lower the enemy's critical chance by 50%. With Omen allies, enemies cannot fill speed bar for themselves or allies. It doesn't call out passives or anything. It just says cannot fill speed bar. Summoned Kree minion allies gain plus 50% max health and plus 30% damage. So they are going to be doing a lot of healing, pulling off positive effects, distributing positive effects. It's a tanky healing team. So I mentioned above that normally with the rework characters, you could take one out and sub in if you choose not to do that with the Silver Surfer Breaker. Probably my guess, based on the stats, Ronan would be the one that I would do. And that's just offhand. Don't start Loki. But again, as always, subject to change before going live to the game. So that's the huge thing with that. Now we've still got a little bit more to talk about because, I'm sorry, this video is taking longer than normal. I don't normally read this stuff because I try to keep things short. But I will put in timestamps in the bottom. So what else we have going on is over at the Discord. They're voting on the next team. And that is, I don't know why they keep switching around. They should keep stuff one area instead of moving it. Go to website, you can get free stuff. You go to Discord, you can get free stuff. You go to Facebook, you can get free stuff. You go to Twitch, you can get free stuff. Just keep it simple. It's pretty simple. Make stuff simple for the players instead of jumping all around. That's my 2 cents on that. But, they have it set up on the website for polls. Put it on the website. They want people to go to the website. So that's where you should go to the website so that people can get their free items from the website. And then the marketing scheme would be, hey, that's where they see that there's good deals and possibly spend a little bit of money. But either way, Strike is crafting a new robot hero based on an existing Avenger. Which of these Avengers would you like to become the robot and join an upcoming Avengers team as a new character? So when I first read this, I overlooked the Avenger team. So I just looked at robot. With it coming up with Doom, my first thought was an Avengers Doombot team, since we know that Doom is getting a rework. However, then at work, I got plenty of time, started thinking all the other characters that had androids and robots. Taskmaster, during his the issue of Hawkeye, Earth's Mightiest, what is it? Earth's Mightiest Marksman. He had the Avengers. All of these were androids. Beast, Iron Man, Thor, Vision, Captain America, Hulk, Namor, and there's another page with some other characters as well. He took these and fought against Hawkeye, Justice, and Firestarter back when he actually received powers. He could copy powers in this one issue and only in this one issue. So then on top of that, I was also thinking, well, it says Avenger team. So, well, Taskmaster is an Avenger, but I don't think this is going to be it. They just did a minor rework to Taskmaster. I don't think they would do it another one. So then I was thinking, okay, who else could it be? Well, then, since it's going to be an Avengers team, my guess is we're going to see Avengers A.I. In that team, we will get a rework for Vision and Vision. So there's 2-year reworks. For the new members, we're going to see Victor Mancha, right? This character right here. I believe he will be the new one of the new characters, along with where is it? Whichever character wins here. Currently, Hawkeye is in the lead, with Hulk being a close second. And then the rest of the team, I'm guessing will be, I had it in my head. So Victor, Vision, Vision, the new character, and then if you look at the Discord, you can see that they're missing one character. You got Silver Surfer, Black Panther, Hulk, Wolverine, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. And yeah, they're missing Captain America. But one of the other ones that they're missing is Thor. And we've had a Thor character before in Civil War. And that character was Ragnarok. Tony Stark took a piece of Thor's hair, created a clone. In the comic books, the fans, when he first came out, called him Clor, because he was a clone of Thor. So Clor, that's how he got his nickname. Well, periodically he's returned, and his last appearance was through Hammer. Hammer is kind of like Strike. Well, Strike is making this team. So my guess is we're going to see Ragnarok as one of the newer members. It's another Thor character, but again, it's not. So makes perfect sense if we're having an Avengers team with robots to have Victor Mancha, who has a history with Ultron, Ragnarok, the new character, Vision, because he's in dire straits of a rework, and same thing with Vision. That is my guess for this team right here. So, I hope you guys had a fun, well, it's not really entertaining, so I do apologize. But I hope you enjoyed yourself somewhat. And are having a great day. stuck with me to the end. And again, I will have timestamps in the bottom to get through the long-winded stuff that you've already heard probably. But the more important thing is, I think this team is going to defeat, it was designed to stop Retcon, as well as being a strong offensive team. Because with all the healing, passives, and tankiness, it's going to be one big team. And they made it so there a lot of theory crafting can be involved with this character. If you do replace one of the characters, remember you want to keep a legendary villain as one of the ones that you pick in there. So if it's going to be a legendary villain, let's see who we got for those. Sorry, I'm trying to click through. I can never remember where everything is in this thing. Villain, legendary. So a legendary villain that you would want to do is one of these characters. Blastar would be good. Shadow King. Hey, keep it down. Anyone on the top row, I would say, would be good because you're already going to have Ebony Maw on. These are characters that are in dire need of a rework. Morgan Le Fay will stop passives from attack or time. She can rewind, so she might be a good thing if you can get her up high enough. But again, with the increased stats, it's going to be hard. Magneto will be able to throw off a attack rate pretty quickly and be done. So you're just going to have him come in there to do his attack and be gone. Doc can summon Shocker. Shocker will be good to give the boost of the stats for all the characters. I believe he gives offensive up, I think. I apologize if you can remember. Go ahead and let me know. But for the most part, I would go with Omega Red, Blastar, Shadow King. Blastar being the number one if you're going to substitute anyone in there. That way you can put out the ability blocks and do more damage. So, thank you for joining. I hope you have a great day. Get out in the sun. Enjoy it as much as you can. You guys stay safe out there. And if you like what you've seen, please like and subscribe. That would be helpful. You guys have a great day. All right, bye.